Welcome to the postcast. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller and Lalim's Martian. Tonight, it was right back down to earth with a thud. Senators lose 7-3 to the Chicago Blackhawks. Connor Bedard, first NHL hat trick. Today's episode, as always, the postcast is brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub. Check out the GCP where the vibes are free at 779 Bank Street. Let them know that Locked On Senators sent you and get your tickets for the Sens Shuttle. $18 round trip. What a deal. There's still tickets available for Thursday's game against the Calgary Flames, which Pilsy will now officially be a get-right game.
Yeah, I mean, they got to bounce back from this one. Sure, it was all fun and games, winning games, scoring 7 goals. But sometimes karma comes back and smacks you in the face because the Ottawa Senators just are not able to defeat the Chicago Blackhawks, no matter where each team is in the standings. I know second half of back-to-back on the road doesn't help, but this team just has the Sens number, and they have for a long time. 13-1-1 in the last 15 games the Blackhawks are over the Sens. Our guy, Jack Richardson, tweeted that dates back to the 2017-2018 season. So that's going back a while. And Connor Bedard, hats off to him. First career hat trick plus an assist. And I was a big fan, Martian, of the Allmark full day off yesterday, but I think you might have taken a full day off again today. 6 goals allowed on 25 shots for 19 saves. I'm not usually the you just got to make a save guy, but that's how I was feeling tonight.
Yeah, they might have to retire the idea of giving him a full day's rest if that's the way he's going to come out and perform, right? I mean, if you just look at that early part of the game, 4 goals on the first 9 shots, I believe it was at one point. So he's got to get in the groove a little earlier in the game. He's got to be ready to go. We know he's one of those goalies who, when he gets more shots, he kind of starts to feel himself a little more. The problem is those first 3 or 4 shots are an adventure at all times here, especially this season for him. So I don't know if looking back in hindsight, it's probably didn't work out giving him that day's rest, because it definitely, I don't think he could have played a lot worse than that.
What's with the Senators continuously? We'll get to allowing the first goal, which they've done in 9 out of 11 games so far this season, but the first shot is just getting so tiresome. And we're a hashtag goalie friendly show, Pilsy, but how do you change? Is there something in the preparation, warm up? Do you get off the ice early? Do you stay later? What's the mental block with the first shot?
I don't know, honestly. It's one of those things where it just seems no matter what type of shot it is, either it could be a shot the goalie should fully see, a nice play by the other team, a deflection. I honestly don't know what it is. If I knew how to solve it, Ross, I would be calling up Justin Peters and letting him know, because there's clearly not an easy answer for the Sens here, because it hasn't just been this version of goalies. It was the same with Korpisalo. So there's something about it that the Sens are just cursed in that way.
I even said after the first goal went in, all good, get it out of the way. Now we can play hockey, just like they did with Boston. They tied it up 5 or 6 minutes later, and then it's a new game. You got a new feel for it. And they almost got that tonight. We're not ready to get to the slight positive, the 3 minutes and 33-second positive where Ottawa scored 3 goals and stormed back. And there's highlight reel plays in there, but really the thud is it's got too much magnitude to it to just move off of it, because the power play, which was way too hot, it wasn't going to stay clicking at 70%, which it was for a short period of time forever. That went all the way down to 0, and they still get more power play chances. Ottawa goes 0 for 4, while Chicago, they made the most of theirs with a 1 for 1 total. It's just everything that went wrong in this game went wrong.
Yeah, and
but I still had hope at 5-3. That's the problem.
We kind of gave Allmark a hard time for not being ready to start the game. I think the whole team looked really sluggish to start this game too. That first period was rough all the way around. It was just get out of this period and try to find something in the intermission, which they ended up doing. But I mean, the way they started this game, you can't expect. What is it now? 9 of the 11 games they've played, they allowed the first goal, and then putting yourself in a 3-0 deficit to start a game with 2 periods to go is not the way you're going to be able to do it. I mean, they have the capability to score and come back in a lot of games, but they can't count on themselves being able to do that every single time, and it's just not a good trend. It's something they really need to focus on correcting.
Tonight's game was, I don't want to say a scheduled loss because Pilsy has famously retired that from Locked On Senators vocabulary, but second half of back-to-back, weird start time, different time zone, after a big emotional win where you pull away in the third period, dominate the third period against Boston, and you're right back on the ice. But that's where Linus Ullmark becomes the big story, and why you boys led with your thoughts on the situation and how it began, how it continued through the game. But also another night where Linus Ullmark does make some big saves, a 2-on-0 situation tonight where we were able to see a nice save. Like, he's making big saves, but bad goals, and it's too many. The save percentage is brutal. I'm just expecting more on Thursday. Like, I know the chat wants to see me overreact. We do love to vent, but I'm not there yet. I think that the win streak has allowed this bit of rope, understanding the circumstances and knowing it was a stinker tonight. I'm ready and willing to give them until Thursday to show that they can right the ship here. And Jake Sanderson coming back as usual. We didn't mention that. He took an errant stick on a hit from Connor Bedard. He left the game. Hopefully that's not a storyline, and him coming back is a sign of good things to come. But I think this is an early in the season flush it game for me, Martian. I'm not going to go too much on the overreaction trade. If they lose to Calgary, tune into the postcast Thursday night.
Yeah, that could be a snap vent cast for us for sure. Yeah, that's the thing, Ross. There's a lot of things that you can kind of like about their game in the last few here. Obviously, scoring 7 goals 2 games in a row is a pretty great thing. That helps a lot. But like certain players stepping up and actually taking a little bit more initiative in their game and producing too, right? Like those big dogs that you expect it from up front, and Jake Sanderson kind of leading the way on the back end too. Those are the guys you're looking to kind of fill the void of Brady Tkachuk being off the team for a little while here until he heals from that thumb injury. So there's a lot that you can take away from this last little chunk of games that you can like. Even tonight, I think there was certain moments where they actually looked pretty solid, and their line is always the same, right? It's like stick to our game. And when they are playing their style of puck, I think that they are a good team and they're capable of it. It's just these little breakdowns and the bad starts, I think, that are really getting in their way. So I'm on the same page as you there, buddy. I think that, you can flush this one, not think about it. We know being on a back-to-back, like Pilsy said, it's no excuse, but it doesn't help when you show up in Chicago at 1 a.m. and you have to get to sleep, and then you're right back at it the very next day. It can't be easy on the body. You don't really get a great opportunity for. I don't think they had a morning skate this morning, right? Like there's no point. I think that you just got to kind of rest up, get yourself prepared as best as you can. But yeah, there are things that I think you can look at and say like, it was a horrible outcome. 7-3, it looks horrible, but there were moments where, they can get back into the groove here, no problem. It's not like this game is a total detriment to their mentality for the rest of the year.
One of those highlights was Tim Stützle.
Yeah.
His goal tonight was sick. We'll get in more of that. We do have Send Central standouts coming up on the other side. The House of Horrors is closed for the regular season. Their lone visit to Chicago. Thankfully, please don't make me go back there. I will never step foot in that arena. It's one of the closer ones to Winnipeg where we could be like, hey, Pillsy, meet you in Chicago, go to a game. No, I would rather fly halfway across the world to watch an exhibition game than step foot in the United Center.
Yeah, Chicago's an incredible city, but my God, is the United Center a house of horrors for the Ottawa Senators, and it continues to be. And people can see I am at home. I even screenshotted me with the time and date in my studio so people could understand that I was
Allegedly.
not at that game.
Yeah,
Listen, I actually saw your green screen flitch a little bit earlier in this stream.
It was like the closest thing you could find to like the thing where people do like today's newspaper to prove that they're.
That's what I was trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, modern day version of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, with AI technology and Photoshop and things like that these days, Pilsy, who can really be sure where you are?
And Pilsy's history, not always being a truth teller. I'm just kidding. I just wanted a reaction from him.
Man, you guys know I can't even click buttons on my own show to get things to pop up. I wouldn't have a hope and a prayer to try to use AI or Photoshop to make sure that I could fake that.
You could
Well, you
outsource.
look great.
You could outsource that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Martian's behind it the whole time. IT
Maybe I
expert.
am.
Hey, LOSP IT department deserves a raise. We did notice Martian had a bit of a glitch going with the audio a little bit.
Am I
Crispy.
clear? Coming in loud and clear? I think I
So
figured
good.
it out. I actually reset the router today. That might have been it. And I usually run the YouTube on the side as well, like so I can really keep up with the chat. So I'm just doing little miniature check-ins now instead of actually like letting it. I don't know. That might have been it. So I'm glad to hear I'm coming in clear here, boys.
Yeah, and just so you know, I did that for the audience because I feel like I owe you one too. Pillsy, I'm just trying to get you mad, right? The chat wants venting after a bad loss. It was a bad loss, but I feel like we're all taking it kind of in stride. So maybe a couple insults, like Baker Mayfield says he likes to be insulted. It brings out the best in him. So that's kind of, we want that energy here. But there were breakdowns, ton of breakdowns. But was it all Linus Allmark's fault? The chat seems to think so. We'll have more of that discussion next. You're listening to the Postcast presented by Locked On Senators.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Monarch. Guys, let's be honest. Most of us can't name all of our financial accounts, let alone what they're all worth. Between 401k, savings, investments, it's easy to lose track. And that can mean leaving money on the table. Don't do that. Start using Monarch, all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. It's going to help you organize your accounts, track your spending, and get a better handle on your investments without ever having to touch a spreadsheet. I love that it helps you review everything with your partner, see your shared goals, and makes your financial decisions better together. Monarch's visual dashboards and smart tools make it so much easier to understand where your money's going and how to make it work harder for you. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the crack, guys. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarch.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNHL for half off your first year.
Today's episode is also brought to you by our good friends over at the Glebe Central Pub. The Postcast is exclusively, always brought to you by our bar in the heart of the Glebe, 779 Bank Street, where you can head on a Saturday night and get live music with no cover ever. But it doesn't stop there. How about Monday nights? You want to go, you want to have a good time. It's Monday. You don't want the Sunday scaries. You want to make sure that Monday you're heading to the Glebe Central Pub where you can get the best deals going. Events every night of the week. It's those wings on Monday night that are absolutely to die for. Pillsy and I were fighting over our third pound of them last time we were at the GCP. And don't forget about the Send Shuttle. $18 round trip to and from the game. Tickets available. GlebeCentralPub.com. Welcome back to the Postcast. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller and Levitan Martian. I could go for a pound or two of comfort wings right now from the Glebe Central Pub after a 7-3 Senators loss against Chicago, where they were outshot just by one, 25-24. Senators go 0 for 4 on the power play to Chicago's 1 for 1. After a terrible first period in the dot, Ottawa battled back to win 56% overall. But I'm sure I'm not the only guy who's rooting for Ottawa, who looks at the Dylan Cousins lost draw to Bedard for his hat trick that really felt like it put the game out of reach, as being like, yeah, they won 56%, but what about the ones that mattered and led to goals? Hits in this game, 34 for Chicago, 32 for Ottawa. Blocks, 17 for Ottawa and 15 for Chicago. And Pillsy, does it surprise you that at 5-on-5, Ottawa had 55% just about in expected goals percentage?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but it didn't ever feel like Chicago was dominating the 5-on-5 even strength game here. Like they didn't get a ton of shots. Chicago statistically this season aren't a team that generates a lot of shots anyways, but they were able to find ways to get goals and get into the areas to beat Allmark. And I mentioned in today's episode, Ross, this team cannot rely on the power play the way it has been. And when you go 0 for 4 up against the Chicago Blackhawks, that's a big reason why you're not able to at least be a little more competitive in this game. Obviously, Goaltending wasn't great. We saw bad defensive breakdowns, things like that. Connor Bedard, he just got to tip your hat. He had a great game, but this team relies too much on being able to dominate on the power play, and an 0 for 4 night. That's going to make things tough on a Sens team.
And the most important one too, I think, was the one that came on the challenge goal when Tim Stützle's goal was challenged for offsides, and that was a failed challenge, and it ended up being a failed challenge and a power play for Ottawa, and that was the real opportunity right there in that game to tie this puppy up. It was 4-3 at that point. They had all the momentum in the world, and it just ended up being kind of a dud of a power play. That was the one they gave up that 2-on-0 chance that Ross mentioned earlier as well. So. That was kind of when I'm looking at the game, I'm like, that's the tipping point of the game right there. If they could have got that one and tied the game, it would have, carried that momentum. It would have been a big difference maker, obviously. But that's the way she goes, boys. They're not all going to work out for you. And 0 for 4 is not a perfect number. And I'm sure they'll get it clicking again here soon. But that really was a big difference in the game, right? You get a couple goals in that power play, and who knows what this game ends up looking like in the end of it.
Speaking of perfect numbers, Martian, the last 2 games, the Sens PK was perfect. This time, it's the Blackhawks power play that's perfect, 1 for 1. So, again, you don't get that ultimate special teams advantage that the Sens are used to. And we saw a couple of weird goals in this one. Thank God that goal where the Blackhawks had a delayed penalty. Thomas Chabot tries to go D to D. The puck gets deflected by a Blackhawks player, then goes all the way back. I don't know about you guys, but when that went in the net, I was like, this is the exact type of game the Ottawa Senators are having up against the Blackhawks. But they called it no goal right away. But I hate to do this, but part of me was like, I agree with the Blackhawks here. I'd be pissed if why wasn't that play blown down if the Blackhawks touched it, but it goes all the way to the end of the ice and then it's called no goal. I guess because then the Sens have to get it for it to be a change of possession, but it ended up being no goal anyways. But just one of those weird plays that doesn't happen often in hockey, but when it went into net, I was like, this would happen to the Sens tonight.
2 things. One, the moment for me was when Shane Pinto's stick broke on his slot opportunity. I think when it was 5-3 and it blew up on him. And he was actually really calm about it in the moment, but then they caught him at the bench where he was not happy with himself.
He's had a couple sticks snap on him in bad times.
The other time,
yeah, he's flexing those sticks hard. I love how he's getting so pissy when he's not scoring now. Like I think in the past we've seen, now he's so used to scoring. He wants that to go in every time for him. Yeah, I like it too. It's a little bit of fire in his belly when it comes to trying to score those goals.
My other moment tonight where I was like, yeah, it's just not the Sens night. Nick Cousins takes a high stick, no whistle. And as Bedard is walking down, bad gap, by the way, by both Sanderson and Zub. And
they got all 5 Sens players. Ross, go back, look at that replay. Connor Bedard is standing in between all 5 of the Sens players and shoots that puck.
Do you know what goal that kind of reminded me of? Was Alfredson game 5 against Buffalo to win the series. 1-on-3, not great odds. Like that was literally
5, not great odds.
Yeah, and Bedard just ripped it. And they also got spun around because Zub got beat on, I think it was the 6th goal. The real put away, like it's over goal. But Bedard got the assist on it where it snuck across.
Donato shot it.
So Donato beat him, and then Sanderson went and left his side to kind of try to cut him off. And next thing you knew, it was in the back of the net. But yeah, when Nick Cousins got high stick, missed call, and as Bedard's barreling in 1-on-5, not great odds. You can hear Nick Cousins swearing at the ref as the puck's going in. I was like, yeah, the Sens. We're not winning this one tonight, boys.
Yeah, no. And then to add another weird goal to the whole game here, not very often you see with 7 minutes left in the game, a short-handed, automatic allowed goal because of a tripping on a breakaway. Part of me if I'm shabby, I get that. I've had those nights in beer league where you're just chasing, nothing's working out for you, and you're like, all right, I'm skating down the ice. This guy's got me beat. I am taking him down. I don't give a damn if they give him the automatic goal, if he gets up, if he slides, crashes into the net. I'm just diving and hacking away at his feet there. But shout out to who's that? Nazar.
Nazar.
Yeah, Nazar. Yeah, he got up and scores the goal anyways. But yeah, oh boy.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the goalie pull, Marshy?
There's a couple times you've seen it from Green when they're
He's
down.
aggressive.
Yeah, he does it really early. But at that point in the game, when you're down 2 or 3 goals and you got nothing to lose and you're on the power play, maybe get the extra guy out there, give yourself a better chance. But it hasn't worked for him yet. I don't know if he's gonna keep
but
it
you're
going.
down 3 with 7.5. Like you need a goal and early in the power play. I didn't like how they lost it. They just kind of chucked it to the middle, but like not close to crease, and then it got deflected and easy play the other way. So yeah, I support the move if you're down 3. If it's 2, obviously you're like, no, we still have time with 7.5, 8 minutes left in the game. So I think that, like Adam's saying, you're the number 1 power play in the NHL, just go get it. But at that point, they're 0 for 3 already in the game. Yeah. And to get a 6-on-4, now you really feel like you could make it count, but they couldn't. So yeah, no, it's a decision that I can see people thinking either way on. Pillsy?
Before we move on, though, the only thing I don't like about it is when you have that power play, that gives teams free opportunities to just heave it and try to score, right? Because there's no icing penalty, which I get. You'll take the 2-man advantage when you can get it, but you're giving them more opportunities to just chuck it up the ice and Hail Mary and hope to get a goal there. So I don't know. I did like it though, because look, if you're down 6-3, like losing 7-3 doesn't change anything. So you might as well try to tighten that gap, make it 6-4, gain some momentum, and at least try to be in this. And it just shows your team, your coaching staff, the guys like, hey, we're playing to win. We'll be aggressive. Like, I don't care if we lose by more goals. It's about trying to tie this thing up, at least get it to overtime or try to get the win. So I don't hate it.
I would like it's an interesting coaching decision, right? But I like something that a tool that the coaches have is timeouts, and I never see Travis Green call timeouts. And there's times in games where they were totally lost momentum and they look like a disaster out there. And a timeout would be probably a good thing just to calm down the boys. And he never does it. I'm shocked to see that he never uses that tool. It's like almost like he forgets he has one or something. But maybe I'd like to see Travis Green working a few more timeouts here and there. Like that, they can be useful. We've seen it worked against us, right? Like Lindy Ruff, when this game also reminded me a ton of that Buffalo game. Like the way they
opened up just right away.
They kind of stormed back and they can make it close, give us a little hope, and then just go down the tubes. But yeah, like the timeout's a useful tool. Lindy Ruff used that great timeout against the Sens, and it worked out for him. I think Travis Green should maybe reach in that bag and grab a timeout here and there.
Yeah, you can't take them home with you. Like they don't add up. You don't get to save them. I'm with you, Martian. There's so many times where I don't understand why he doesn't do a timeout. Especially, I love when Travis Green, the rare times he does do a timeout, and he just steps back and lets Alfie get in there. I think that's the right move. Like, get a guy that. I'm not trying to say the team doesn't respect Travis Green, but like someone that has that aura and that, okay, now Alfie's talking, let's all shut up and listen. That's a move I really like.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Even letting Claude Giroux get in the mix there, right? We've seen him many times where he just jumps in. Let the players work it out themselves maybe a little bit. Give them a little moment for all of them to have a quick discussion. You don't need to draw up some crazy play or like work in this new system or anything like that. It's more just a vibe check. Get the boys on the same page and say, let's get back out there, a little reset, and let's get back to our game, as they like to say.
Well, tonight's game was a flusher. 7-3. The final score. Linus Allmark had some interesting comments after this game. We'll play those for you. And then get to our Sens Central standouts after the Sens fall to Chicago. And I don't even have to tell you it's in Chicago, because if they lost, it has to be. I guess they just lose them all the time, to be quite honest.
They do.
But in Chicago, it just feels worse. This is the postcast presented by Locked On Senators.
This postcast is also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. NFL, NHL, and World Series are here, and FanDuel's making sure you're ready for every kickoff, puck drop, and first pitch with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel. Ross loves using FanDuel, and we got Martian on the FanDuel train as well, too. And if you're a new customer, it's a good time to join. Check out that new offer. They got player props, same game parlays, or even jumping live as the action unfolds. It's going to help make every game just a little more exciting, whether you're watching your favorite team, the Ottawa Senators, cheering on Canada's baseball team, the Blue Jays, or keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup during Frozen Frenzy. It's quick, easy, and the best way to add more energy to all of your sporting events. So if you're ready to play, what are you waiting for? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet.
Welcome back to the postcast. I'm Ross Levitan.
Hello.
Here with Pilsy and Marshy. I like the single screen for the ads, Pilsy.
I like it too. Yeah, it's good to get the boys in the mix for some of the ads, but when I know I'm just going to rip a quick ad,
you just want to talk to the people. You want to look them in their eyes.
I want to be dead on. And Martian, just like the Sens give Allmark a full night off, I'll give you guys a full minute and a half off. Pack another lip pillow, grab a quick hit from the vape for Martian, and you guys just relax while I take over here.
Well, no, the real question would be, how many chocolates did Ross eat while he was off screen?
Probably a million Smarties because nobody else wants them.
The Smarties are delicious. Marshy, where do you stand on Smarties?
No, I know. Martian agrees with my take. I know.
I'm in on Smarties, but I do think they're a lower tier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, people can go see my full Halloween chocolate rankings. And to be clear, just of the ones in the photo, because I was getting some "you don't like Reese's Pieces" comments. Reese's are number one. Like the whole world, there'd be world peace if we could all just agree on one thing. It would be that Reese's Pieces are the most delicious treat.
Instead of Reese's Pieces, it's Reese's Piece.
No. What?
We all gather together.
Nice.
We sing
I was offended because I thought you were saying like you each just get one. Like just a piece? I want pieces. I want pieces of Reese's. That was no free ads, but absolutely delicious chocolate. Tonight was not a delicious game, although I had hope at one moment. Tim Stützle's goal to make it 4-3 was one of the nicest goals I think he scored in his career. Is that crazy to say? If you rewind it to when the puck's in Ottawa's zone, he's already got a full head of steam to pivot, pick up the puck on his backhand, turn, gain possession before he crosses the blue line, and it was confirmed. They challenged. And then to rip it past the goalie, didn't even look at Nick Cousins on the 2-on-1. He wouldn't even know who it was. He was so focused on scoring. Is that outrageous to say, though, Martian? Like, top what Tim Stützle goal of all time? I'm going to say top 12.
I'll give you top.
That's where I'll put.
Okay, top 1 was wild.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd be like maybe top 10, maybe.
Top of your head, what's his best goal ever?
There's a few that I really like when he's ripping down the left wing super fast and then he rips it short side. Like that's a sweet goal, and he's done that a couple times. He's not really a big net drive guy, right? He doesn't always take it to the house, but sometimes he can sneak in that really well aimed short side shot where he's coming down the left wing and he's got a horrible angle and he still somehow manages to put it up by the goalie's ear. He's had a few like that I've been really impressed by. His first NHL goal is obviously like right up there too. The baseball goal that he scored in overtime on James Reimer, that's a beauty.
That's number one.
Yeah.
It could be number one, yeah.
It's got to be. And with time expiring in overtime. Like that was their last-ditch effort. Puck's in the air with 3 seconds left, and next thing you know.
Yeah, he's had a few really nice dangling goals too. But what I really liked about this one is that he sniped this thing, boys. Like, and so there's definitely something to be said about the tape job that he was working with before, because I feel like now he can actually aim his shots and get a lot of juice on them. Whereas before, I still like how he's keeping the bottom of the blade bare still, right? So the tape job is just like a semicircle around the top.
He tapes it horizontally, he doesn't wrap it around, right? Yeah, did you notice that too?
Well, he's doing that.
I think it was a post-production move by him. Like I think he tapes his stick normally, and then somehow like
he exacto knife
underneath off. Yeah,
he I don't know how they're doing that, but yeah, he needs to keep that tape on the stick because he's handling the puck much better and he's able to rip these shots way harder than he ever was before. Yeah, the way he had it set up before, it's like he had tape on just the toe sort of area. I don't know if that was throwing off his aim of his shots or what was going on there, but he looks so much better now that he's got that thing taped up. Thank you, Alfie. for bugging him enough to. I actually love their relationship too. It seems like they've got a funny relationship on the bench, constantly talking to one another. Elfie just giving him the gears at times too. Like if he makes it on that, the one time he actually did drive the net on that play, made a great move to cut to the middle, and then just kind of whiffed on that open net. All he had to do was slide it in there. He got back to the bench, and Elfie was giving it to him like, "What the heck? How did you not score there?" And Jimmy's like, "What? Like, come on! Like, I'm trying to score." But I like that little dynamic there. Those guys seem like they're building a nice, assistant coach player relationship for sure.
Yeah, they are. My Central standout is Tim Stützle for that goal. And I got to run. Baby's calling. Pillsy, you're on the production side. Good luck.
Fella. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Producer Pillsy on the clock here. We can wrap this thing up without him, Pillsy. We don't need him to finish this beauty of a postcast off, buddy.
No, I can't drive a bus, but I hope I can land a plane. We'll see how it goes. So Martian, his standout was Tim Stützle. I will graciously pass it to you for your Central standout.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Michael Amadio, I think, here for myself on this one. Yeah, I just took Michael Amadio on a recent postcast as well. So I love getting the opportunity to pick Amadio as my standout. I think he was one of those guys who didn't do anything really bad out there tonight, and also scored a beauty of a goal, walking that thing out. And man, did he put that thing up there in a hurry, right under the bar. Surprising nice skill play from Amadio. And he's doing okay up in the top six, where he's been kind of hanging out for the beginning of this season here. And I liked his game. I always like his game. He has a physical presence out there, big body, and 3 hits there tonight. So I'm gonna go with Amadio.
Yeah, and I love that play he made, because he's behind the net and he's got his head up. He's scanning. Okay, do I go for the wraparound here? No, it's not my best option. I got a little more space. Then he stays head up, scans. Who's open? Who's open? No one's open. Okay, not going to pass it. And then he pivots his body and is like, still got all this time and space. The reason I don't have a passing option is because no one's available, and that gives me more time and space. So all in one fluid motion, he wraps around, pivots his body, and then sees Spencer Knight still down in that kind of reverse VH. Yes, thank you. So he's down. He's got that top corner all open, available. I know Amadio, not necessarily a skill guy, but he's able to pick that spot, and that was a really nice play by him. So yeah, good call, Martian. I like that standout. I don't know. I guess for me, I'll go Drake Batherson. He had another multi-point night. Not that I really heavily noticed him otherwise, but in a 7-3 loss, when you guys take 2 of the other goal scorers, I'll go with the guy that gets 2 points, and Drake Batherson. So I think it's nice that he's heated up and he's continuing to string along multi-point efforts here.
Yeah, I mean, the point production is a huge thing for him. Like, now he's got 12 points in 8 games played. That's great. That's really good numbers. If he can keep that pace going, look out. That's he's already on a bargain contract, but if he can keep that pace going, I doubt he can, but as of right now, he's producing. So that's all you can ask of Drake Batherson. That's what we expect out of him. Yep. We like him on the score sheet every night. And you kind of said it. I didn't really notice him much tonight, other than, maybe I think both assists were probably secondary assists. I can't exactly remember, but actually there was one moment in the third period I didn't love from him, where he did give away the puck at the blue line again. But I thought that overall he didn't really have many other guys to choose from there, Pilsy. So other than that, maybe Jake Sanderson, I think, had a pretty solid night, and good thing he escaped that, whatever it was, head or ear injury from Bedard's stick. That was kind of a weird one. It must have been the heel of the stick that hit him in the back of the head or the ear area, and that's got to hurt. So good to see him come back there too. But he would maybe be the only other guy we could really point to.
Yeah, that's about it. Marshall, will wrap up with this one from Panzer Wolf at LOSP, who plays in net on Saturday versus Montreal. But I'll make this a bit of a two-parter. Who are you playing on Thursday against Calgary, and who are you playing on against Montreal? And does who plays what game change your decision at all, or is it clear-cut for you?
I think you got to go with Ullmark for both of those games. Okay. You got to get him hot. You got to get him feeling the puck. The night off did him no good, but he got a night off, so there's no reason for him to be tired. So one game tonight that didn't go that well, and hopefully he can get back on track on Thursday. pick up a little bit of momentum and then get to it on Saturday and, maybe get a really good game going against those Habs, because that offense is dangerous right now. And we're going to need him to be at his best, because they could easily do exactly what Chicago did tonight and put up 7 if he's not on his game.
Yeah, definitely. So, but more than just Allmark needs to be on their game. That was a full team loss, in my opinion. You can't let a young Blackhawks team like that dominate like they did in a 7-3 loss on the Senators' end at the hands of the Chicago Blackhawks. That's it for us tonight, guys. A tough one after riding high, back-to-back 7-goal games and wins for the Ottawa Senators, but Sens still at a 5-5-1 record. So we're at 500. We're surviving here. And next game is up against the Calgary Flames, another team that's trying to find their footing in the NHL so far this season. For myself, Brandon Piller, for the Martian, for Ross Levitan, who had to go attend to his baby, and we're landing the plane here. Thank you to everyone that joined us in the postcast. Over 100 people here. Thank you to the Glebe Central Pub. This has been another edition of the Locked On Senators podcast. It's your team every day.